This video is brought to you by Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist, my new book, which is a comprehensive guide to all aspects of music theory necessary for playing rock guitar. From blues to the cycle of fifths, from understanding and using modes to choosing the right notes for a melodic solo, from pentatonic scales to chord construction and keys. It's all covered in a clear and concise manner. With accompanying video demonstrations, jam tracks and tabs, you'll learn to use the knowledge you gain in accessible ways that make sense for less than the cost of a few guitar lessons. Check out the link in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now, many people of my generation in the UK probably spent many a year waking up to the dulcet tones of one Terry Wogan, who used to host a BBC radio breakfast show. And it was thanks to Terry that I first heard a song by the Carpenters called Goodbye to Love. And I've looked at the epic outro solo from that single many times. I've done it in lessons with students. I did a not particularly good YouTube video about it ages ago that since I've took down because I wasn't really particularly proud of it. And I had another go at it fairly recently, but that's up on Patreon if you want to see that brilliant solo. I recommend you check it out. It was, as Terry always used to say, here he is again, his favourite guitar solo. And he used to play that song probably more than any other. That song always seemed to kind of crop up in his playlist. I doubt you could go a month or so without hearing that song on his breakfast show. Anyway, there are two guitar solos in the song, and as I say, the absolutely fantastic, stupendous outro solo I've looked at in the past. But I thought it would be fitting today to take a look at the first solo in the song, and that goes like this. Some beautiful guitar playing there, courtesy of the late, great Tony Peluso, fantastic guitarist, and I think he was on all of the Carpenters records. Anyway, let's take a little bit of a look at what's going on in the solo.
Solo explanation.
Okay, starting off, as always, by looking at the chord sequence the solo is played over. This is a good one. Goes like this. So a lot going on there, and in the scope of this video we can't hope to unpack all of it. And just as an aside, I mean, you can call me a cynical old boomer if you like, but I don't think there are many, if any, modern songwriters that would be able to take something of that complexity and richness and depth and turn it into something that is a accessible top 40 hit single. It seems to me at the moment like, you've got at one end of the spectrum, you've got somebody with an acoustic guitar and a looper pedal bashing out variations on A minor, F, C, G. And then if you want that kind of complexity that we're just saying, well, Dream Theater, and there's nothing in between. It would be nice to kind of return to that middle ground in some way. Anyway, harmonically what's going on there is we're essentially in the key of B flat major, and there are all kinds of inversions and slash chords and borrowed chords like the E minor 7 flat 5 that crops up a couple of times. Nothing to be scared about with that. It's just a G minor chord with an E bass note. So now you know that little trick. That can it can cut down on the amount of stuff you need to remember. G minor with an E bass note gives you an E minor 7 flat 5. Anyway, little things like that. I talk about all this sort of stuff in my book. But, you know, borrowed chords, that for instance, that chord there, that G minor over E, is a borrowed chord from the key of F major. And there's like secondary dominant chords as well, like the D7, which takes us to the G minor chord. All this kind of stuff we haven't got time to go into here, but it's all covered in my book and I've done videos about it in the past. Basically, we're in the key of B flat major, and that is the scale which provides the majority of notes in the melody. So let's start having a look at the licks we've got. We've got just a nice little B flat major scale lick. F, G, A, C to B flat. That kind of ninth, the C resolving down to the root there. Beautiful little resolution. Next up, we've got some chromatic notes, basically just passing notes. See this note here, you know, in a sort of B flat tonality, this note is pretty wrong sounding. So is this one. But if you use them just as you're kind of passing through them, hence why they're called passing notes, to take you to the next kind of strong melody note, they work. So that takes us to this part here. Just a straight little B flat major scale lick. So all of those notes there, F and G, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G, like that. The B flat major scale is B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G and A, and all of those notes come from that scale. Next we go that little lick there. You just kind of bend that note slightly flat. It just gives it that kind of bluesy sort of sound. Then that little lick there as we're going into, I think what chord is we going into there? Either the B flat or the G minor. And you can see just coming out of that B flat major pentatonic there. And then we're hitting one of those D7 chords next. So what he does is he plays a D major pentatonic lick. Something like that. Yeah, so you get something like that. Just beautifully playing into the chord. And then we finish the solo off with this G minor lick up here, G minor pentatonic. Just come out of this position here with just a straight little pattern 1 minor pentatonic lick to finish the solo off, resolving onto that B flat note there as the solo comes to a close. Beautiful little piece of guitar playing this. I think I remember seeing a TV documentary about the Carpenters many years ago, got to be 20 years ago now, where it was stated that Tony Peluso just improvised that solo. And what a play, to be able to improvise something that sounds like that. Amazing. Anyway, now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it yourself. And as always, you'll find a full tab for the solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and a jam track to play along with for yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, it's $3 or £3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. Thank you so much to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways that are all listed down below in the description. And if you are one of my Patreon supporters and you've missed my sort of tutorial on the outro solo, couldn't think what I was going to say then I'll link to that in today's Patreon post as well. But that is pretty much the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and found it useful and informative and perhaps even entertaining in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget, as always, the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about stuff, usually music and guitar related, but the conversation has been known to go absolutely anywhere. Whatever happens, it's a great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.